everyone, this is Sarah here from she.can. Now I want to do a little video today about basics on self-defense. I've been doing judo since I was around 6 years old, so I picked up these moves from judo and a couple other martial arts and just some basic self-defense tips that I've learned throughout my life. Here is Caitlin, one of the members of my Girl Scout troop, who's going to be helping me out today. So first of all, I want to say that these are just the basics of self-defense. I do highly encourage you to go and try out your own martial arts course or self-defense course. Or it'd be probably a good idea just to help you improve on these skills. Now, this is self-defense. This is not fighting. This is just pure self-defense. And these are just very basic concepts. So the first one is going to be an escape. This one is a wrist grab escape. Now, when someone grabs onto your wrist, your first reaction is going to be to pull backwards. And that's not going to work because it's too strong here. Now, your next is going to be to go up. And again, it's not going to work because look, you're going against 4 fingers. And 4 fingers is a lot stronger. Now on the other side, you go to the thumb only has 1 finger there, so you want to go to the thumb. You go around, you can use your hand as leverage against their arm, push. Again, this time I'll do a little slower. They're grabbing on, you go around towards their thumb, and push. Now this is what it should look like actually. So it should be very quick, one swift jerking motion. Now the next one is going to be a shirt grab escape. If someone comes up and grabs your shoulder, now, you're going to take the arm of the shoulder that they're grabbing onto and raise straight up, and then you go around. Again, the best thing to do is use leverage because it's unlikely that you're going to be physically stronger than an attacker. Your elbow should be in front of their arm and down. Now again, you're going to go up, elbow in front of their arm and down. Now the next one's the same from the same grab, and this one's just a little more complicated. But it does have a little bit of a better ending result versus that one where they're more likely to just grab you right away. You take your opposite arm, go around, and you want to grab their side of their hand and their fingers. Then you take your other arm and put your forearm right in front of their elbow, right above it. You pull and use this, and it's also an arm bar. Next, I'm going to show you guys the very basics on striking. Now, biggest rule is do not punch unless you're trained in a martial art that does involve punching. Do not do it because you're more likely to injure yourself. So one of the best places to strike with is your elbows. Your elbows are the hardest parts of your body, and they are a lot less likely to injure than your hand. Now a good way to make it stronger is you clasp your hands together. This also adds a lot more momentum because you're using 2 arms. So you'd stand and make sure your legs are at least shoulder width apart and strike. You want to do swift, quick strikes and get away as fast as you can. Now we're going to go over something called soft spots. Now it's likely that if someone attacks you, unlike Caitlin, they're going to be a lot bigger and stronger than you. So these soft spots are kind of weak areas that you'll pretty much always find on a person. So the first one is, say for instance, in the forward choke. Right here, their head is directly in front of you. You can put your arms on your hands on the side of their head and you use your thumbs. Be very careful when practicing this. Do not gouge out your partner's eyes. You just take your hands like this, and one swift thrusting jerk straight into their eyes. Now again, please be very careful when practicing that. The next one is their nose. Say from the same, or actually let's try a sideways position. This same with the elbow strike. Now don't do this if the person is a lot taller than you because you'll be way off balance. But if the person is approximately your height, only slightly taller, then you can do this where you a swift elbow straight to the nose, and trust me, that will hurt. Now another one, okay, let's just go back to the forward choke because that's going to be that's a really common one. Is you notice how there are 2 bones right here, and there's an empty spot. There's a little space right there. Now everyone has that, and it's always a very weak and exposed area. So you put your hands here, thrust your thumbs right into there, and that hurts. Now the last soft spot is a very basic one and a very common one that a lot of girls know. Now, especially if your attacker is a male, which they're most likely going to be, that is the groin. Okay, so for instance, let's try the shirt grab escape. Again, your hand, you grab their hand, and an arm on their forearm, push down, they're in this position, knee up, and that's going to knock them over. And if you can't get the groin, then from that position also, same thing, around, and then right there to the chest, that will work too. So again, these are just some very basic concepts. They're not this is not a martial arts course. This is just some very basic self-defense tips. Now, a good way to avoid a situation in the first place is just to be aware. It's the easiest thing to do. Just really basic things, like when you're out running, only have one headphone in, or don't go walking through a dark parking lot texting someone on your phone with your head down. Keep your head up, your eyes open, and your ears alert. Just always make sure you're watching what's going on around you, and especially at night, try to stay in more populated areas. These are just some really basic things, and as I said earlier, I do highly encourage you to go and try out your own self-defense course or martial arts class. So that's it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, like and subscribe, and remember, she can.